or not.
Welcome back to our oil drip chat. Today, myself, Billy Johnston, and my friend Linda Pick-and-Paul, we are still talking about men's health.
Indeed, we are.
And
we know men really need it too.
we do. They need it, but then there are also products that they actually really do enjoy from doTERRA and they see great benefit from. So if you're a guy, listen up. And if you have a guy in your life, these are things you might want to share with them because we really do think that they'll enjoy them. We know both of our husbands use our doTERRA products, supplements, oils, even the products in the shower and skincare products. So there's a lot involved in doTERRA, and there are things that guys really do like to use from our product line. So what about the Terra Shield? Is that one of the ones that you think your husband likes?
Oh, definitely. I actually have this little spray bottle, but I make usually a bigger bottle that's always by the door, so that because it seems like when you're going out to the garden, going outside, you really need it. And whenever we travel to the farm in Iowa, it seems like I don't know, the bugs eat me really there. And so we really need it. And my husband just started using it too. And so it's one of the ones that I don't use it during the winter time, but I've got it ready. In fact, I was looking this bottle, it's not quite full. I need to get going on this.
Yeah.
So, but it also, it's not just for husbands and for us, it's for animals too. So, Terra Shield's a really good one.
It is. And I have, in the past, I have a handful of relatives that really enjoy the outdoors in that they go camping, they go hiking, they're always out in nature. And so I have made little kits before that they weren't real big, but I think I bought this really cool plastic container at Joann's, like the fabric store. Mm-hmm. And it was long enough to fit that Terra Shield spray in perfectly, but then also a few of our little tiny drams we can put our oils in. So I made like a first aid kit for them to take when they go out. So they had the repellent. Then if they did get bit by something, there were oils in there that they could put on top of the bite. And then I think maybe something for if they got cut, and maybe like something they could use as like a hand sanitizer too. So and they liked it. Like it wasn't big, it wasn't flowery, it was just like just great to throw in like their camping stuff and take with them each time.
And the Terra Shield, the one thing, when they're out camping lots of times, sometimes they'll burn these candles because they've got citronella in them, citronella candles. And I never really got into that, but our Terra Shield does have citronella in it, and as well as lemongrass and thyme and peppermint and geranium and sort of earthy type things, geranium, the lemongrass, thyme. And so they not only help, insects, their defense against insects, but they also are calming to you when you are actually being bitten by something. But
yeah,
so lots of benefits from Terra Shield.
Oh, Linda's special guest has arrived.
Yes.
Hello, Marl.
You made it home.
Well, good.
This is my oil user. Yes. So this is my husband. And I just thought, since we're talking about men's oil, that he actually has a few favorite oils that he uses and that maybe he could share. And,
yes, that would be great.
That sound good?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the first one I use, I have had issues with vertigo over the years. And Linda started looking some things up and found a heliochrysum is good for vertigo. And so when I feel that starting to come on, I have a roller bottle that I use behind my ears, and I start putting that on right away. And that has really helped a lot with the vertigo. And all day long, every couple hours, I'd roll it on. And it has really tempered the vertigo. And the other thing, I always had an issue with athlete's feet, and I also have some neuropathy in my feet. And Linda looked up some different things for that, for the neuropathy. And so I've been using a concoction she put together for me for that. And it really helps with the neuropathy. But the other thing I noticed, my athlete's foot disappeared. So I have not had that for years. And it was pretty bad on a couple of my toes. And all of a sudden I says, Linda, look at this. And I told my podiatrist, I said, hey, I found a cure for athlete's feet. Really perked her interest. She goes, well, what do you use? I says, I don't know. My wife just says, here, use this. But it's a combination of 5 different oils. And but it just, in a matter of time, it's been years since I had athlete's foot. And I use oils from other things too, but those are the 2 primary things that really have had impact, and I really have liked it. So she takes good care of me.
That's good. That's good.
Sure. So, yes. Well, he tells the doctors, yes, he doesn't know what's in it, but the names, yes. Mainly he's used a lot of frankincense and wintergreen and cypress on his feet. Those types of things, which are, again, the cypress is a tree oil, and those are just so foundational and that type of thing. But frankincense, that one is a good one all around. So,
yeah. Well, good. Glad he popped in and shared that with everybody. Well, I know another one too that is a great one for men is our mixes to make our protein shakes. And there you go. Yes. So they're good for boosting our energy and helping us get all of the protein that we need for a day. And our post that we put up says that men in particular should consume around 56 grams of protein a day. And our whey protein provides 21 grams of, it's a premium protein blend. So that is a good one to use. Trying to see what else. It helps with managing our appetite. And I know that personally. I know I'm not a guy, but I know that when I do have my protein powder in the morning I make it as a smoothie. When I do that, it does fill me up. So I do use that as my morning meal. But it also is great for guys if they want to use it to help recover from a workout, a really intense workout. It's good for that too.
And so you asked me to make a smoothie, and so I have it right here, except for I think I drank part of it because I was like, oh, this is my lunch. But my husband, well, I like fruit in them, and I always freeze my fruit. So a lot of it in the summer when it actually still has a taste, because this time of year, you can say, oh, I'm going to buy strawberries. They look good, or they don't look good, or you buy some and they just don't always have the flavor that they have when they're right out of an Amish garden.
Yeah.
And so I usually freeze fruit during the winter for them. And so this one is actually cherries with the chocolate and a couple drops of lime, and I use almond milk. It's really good. And so my husband has also tried them, and he really likes them too, but the cherries together. So, I think a lot of men will do a whey, and for protein. And so, like even sometimes my grandsons do, but they are still reluctant to try all of Mama's doTERRA. But when Papa tries things, they are more, oh, okay, let me
More
try this.
trusting.
Yeah, right. But no, he really likes this one with cherries and chocolate, and so he will pit all the cherries for me and we'll
Oh,
freeze them. And so that, and I'll make all of the smoothies he wants. So, but
good.
yes, that's a great one.
Yeah, and I feel like you can whip those smoothies up pretty quickly as long as you've got all of the ingredients right there. You can even I know I did this one time. I don't do it always, but I do believe I did like spinach leaves and the berries, and it was all packaged, prepackaged, like the right amount for one smoothie. So the kids could just grab one and drop it in and go, just add their protein powder to it. But yeah, just make it as simple and easy as possible so you can get it as you go out the door. I'm normally drinking mine as I'm driving the kids to school or to the bus stop. So it's like a hurry and get it so I can do it on the run.
Right. Yeah, it took me very little time. I tried to do it so it would be ready right before we taped. And so, the cherries in the freezer, the milk and the couple drops of lime and the protein powder, and you're ready,
Good. All right. So you guys need to try that if you haven't tried it before.
And another thing I noticed, first of all, I just need to say, your posts that you put on Oil Drip are just beautiful and just give us so much information. And I sure hope people are really looking at them. But you had a recipe on there for the protein that was with half a banana. And, bananas start to get ripe usually before you finish them. And that it is a great thing just to put in the freezer, peel them, put them in the freezer, and, a half a banana or, chunks of banana, and then you've got them ready,
Yeah.
So.
Yep, it's true. I do that a lot. I buy, I don't know if you call it a bushel of bananas each week, but I feel like I'm the only one that eats the bananas, so they don't always get eaten. So those last 2 or 3 that don't get eaten, I always chop them up and have a bag that I put my frozen bananas in the freezer. And when I do buy my fruit that's already frozen, because you can buy those bags of frozen fruit at the grocery store, like the strawberry banana, I mean, it can be $8 for that bag, frozen fruit, and it seems ridiculous. So I love it when I give myself enough time to just buy all of the fruits and chop it up and stick it in the bag. I feel like I'm saving some money.
Definitely. And getting fresher fruit, what you've got. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Well, our next couple of tips have to do with hair. And I know some guys really are into their hair and they do a lot to keep it looking good. And then I think other guys are just kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to shave it all off and have no hair. So it's easy, super easy for me to get up and go. Well, for those guys who have hair, or guys who want to keep the hair they have or keep the fullness of it as they age, most of these recipes have oils in them that are actually good for promoting hair growth. So one of them is not promoted as a hair growth recipe, but more as like a pomade, I believe is that the first one we were talking about. Yeah. So it's all natural. Is that the one that's the pomade one?
It's only natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
the mountain man mane. I think of it as a tamer. If you've got hair that needs tamed, or yeah, that one. It talks about, it has shea butter and beeswax and jojoba oil, and then it has rosemary and cedarwood oil. Actually, those types of things, just mixing them together can actually just give your hair some new body, so to speak, and just strengthen your hair and keep it so you can actually style it and keep it in place. You ever see someone with all this and you're thinking, oh my goodness, it's greased down,
Right.
they just really slick it down because it just every which way, right? So so this is a product, and if you price products that can do that and tame your hair, that maybe might work, they are expensive, for men, and so this is an alternative that could just you could really just like. So
yeah, and we say it's all natural because it doesn't have any of those chemicals that a lot of the products you buy at the store will have as part of the ingredients. So it's much safer for you. It doesn't have the formaldehyde or the isopropyl alcohol. So much better for your body overall. And then our other DIY recipe that we shared is the one that promotes the hair growth. And this one has tea tree oil in it, or the rosemary. The rosemary is the big one that I always think of when I think of hair growth. Rosemary. We've used it in our eyelash serum and different things, but it's something that you can add right to your products that you already have, your shampoo and conditioner, and really help with the growth, the hair growth, and the thickness of the hair too. Plus it just makes it does make it have more of that shiny, healthy appearance too. Yeah,
so
go ahead.
probably you could actually put, if you actually had a small bottle of shampoo, you could actually add a couple drops right to that bottle, couldn't you?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I know we've shared recipes where the melaleuca or the tea tree, whichever name you know it by, is also really good for your scalp too.
Yeah.
Anybody who deals with like the dry scalp, it's a great one to also add to your shampoo. So either of those or both. Yes, so those are our tips for men's health, and we've got one more week of this month with a few more great tips for our guys, and I can't wait to come back next Friday and share those with you. All right, we'll see you all then.